I'm Dr. Balachandran. I'm the Program Director of Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences Cytotechnology Program. And I am proud to be a cytotech. I've been a cytotech for 36 years. That has been the best decision that I have ever made to come into the profession. And my students say I have an infectious enthusiasm about the profession. And my enthusiasm is the same that when I walked in first time for the interview for Cyto program, and it's the same today, and probably even more in learning new things in the profession and to pass on to the younger generations.
So how did you first find out about cytology?
Marriage brought me to this country in 1973, and before I came, I already had a master's from India, and I was well on my way into PhD there. And so I wanted to finish my PhD when I came back to Syracuse, and my PhD was in reproductive biology. And when I found out, I actually took some graduate courses in Syracuse, and when I found out that the employment opportunities after I obtained my PhD was not that great, I had to take an alternative course, and I wanted to do something in allied health. And Cyto was an obvious choice because of love of microscopy. So I walked into SUNY Health Science Center, which is my alma mater. When I walked in and introduced myself, my mentor, Dr. David B. Jones, and my teacher, Dolores Nemeth, they were actually sitting in the multi-head scope signing out a case. And so they said, Indra, come, sit. And they started showing me everything and explaining. And I said, that's my niche, that's what I want to do. And that's how I entered the profession. And it was instantaneous love for what I do. And so I hope that I have inspired the same enthusiasm to all my students, because I have been teaching since 1975.
So, Indra, do you have an interesting case or an experience with a patient or something like that that's really touched you or inspired you? Do you have one that you can tell us about?
I have had many, and I think one case kind of sticks out in my head. It was a young patient in his 30s. This patient had a history of laryngeal papillomatosis, and he had multiple admissions through the ER for removal of the polyps. And he never smoked, and he never had any history of radiation. And in one of the bronchoscopies that they were doing him to remove the polyps, they sent the bronchial washings and bronchial brushings. He was in his early 30s at that time. I thought he had squamous carcinoma. And I knew that he was a non-smoker, so I didn't want to say it's consistent, but I said it's highly suspicious for squamous cell carcinoma. My pathologist agreed with me, and the physicians were very upset and did not want to take their diagnosis seriously because they couldn't see anything in bronchoscopy, and he was a non-smoker, and he had no history of radiation. So basically, that patient was lost to follow-up, and next year, he went into the ER with an unresectable squamous cell carcinoma pushing his diaphragm. And I really felt, I stuck to my guns in calling it, and I just wished that the physicians would have at least followed up and listened. And I always tell my students, if the criteria fit, and if you feel that that is the diagnosis, please stick to the diagnosis and argue your case with pathologists and clinicians, because we always put the patients first.
So what do you like best about being a cytotechnologist?
I think I really enjoy learning new things, and I am like a kid in a candy store. Whenever the new information is passed to in any form, whether electronic form or in speeches or lectures or whatever, I try to learn new things and try to implement those things in my curriculum. And I think the best thing that I really enjoy the most is when I am learning of new innovations in teaching and learning and trying to deliver the material in a way that the students understand. and I see the twinkle in their eye when I say something and it finally clicks and they get the diagnosis. And I think, and when they really do well in the profession, I have students from the 70s, students from the 80s, 90s, and 2000 here. Everybody is coming and hugging me and telling me what kind of an impact I have made in their life, and I think that's the proudest thing in my life.
Oh, that's very sweet. So you've told us, I think, you've answered my question about, I think, the most rewarding thing that's happened to you in cytology. Do you agree with that?
That is the most rewarding thing, and I think everybody has a legacy, and I feel that's my legacy. I've trained probably over more than 250 cytotechs in my career, and so I think that's a legacy that I would like to leave behind.
So what do you value most about your membership here in the ASC?
I value the membership because I really look to whatever ASC can do for furthering cytology, and I like the atmosphere of having pathologists and cytotechnologists exchanging ideas, trying to further the profession, pathologists giving a helping hand for furthering cytotechnology programs, and providing a venue for new scientific information to be passed on to everybody. So I really enjoy coming to the ASC meetings.
So my last question is, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary next year. So do you have a memory from the ASC that you would like to share?
Nothing specific. I really remember all the stalwarts, that in the profession, probably many people don't even remember. I remember all of them. I remember Dr. Patton very well. I remember Dr. Koss very well. I used to talk to all of them, so I think that's the thing, because when I talk to the students, for them, it's a memory, it's a book. For me, it's a living memory because I can see their face and my interactions with them. So I really try to pass on that personal touch also to the students. Not only these people are great cytopathologists or like, our founding fathers like Papa Nicolau, have really done human service to cytology. But these people are real and, interacting with cytotechnologies, and some of the cytotechs like Florence, I knew Florence very well, so I think those are the big things that I really take with me for ASC.
So do you have anything else you want to say or share?
I wish ASC, the very best in the Diamond Jubilee year, and I hope it will continue to do this human service for many years to come.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us today, Indra.
Thank you.